In an industry where sequels come and go like clockwork, it's rare to see a sequel take its time, and what's more, put work into a game's depth and playability. With that being said, it's been 5 years since The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion came out, and the anticipation is high for the sequel, which is set to be one of the biggest roleplay games of the current generation. Is this vast, immersive RPG going to be a worthy successor to the critically acclaimed Oblivion and Morrowind? Or is the trek to the land of Skyrim one not worth taking?
Careful with that fire!
Following the events that took place in Cyrodiil, a new threat emerges in the land to the north, where the prophesied god of destruction is said to awaken and destroy Skyrim and the rest of Tamriel. The game starts off in the small town of Helgen, where you, as the player, is a prisoner who is about to be executed for being involved with the man and the group of rebels known as Stormcloak, whom are responsible for the assassination of the High King. Just as you are about to be beheaded, the prophesied dragon in the legends appears, thus destroying the town, allowing you to escape. This begins the lengthy adventure where you have control of the events that take place in Skyrim and unfold the mystery of the Dragonborn.
What more needs to happen before you all wake up and see what's going on? Alduin has returned just like the prophecy said.
You're someone who can get things.
As with all the other Elder Scroll games, Skyrim doesn't simply focus on the main storyline. In addition to tackling the main plot of the game, there's a lot, and I mean a lot, of stories to unfold in Skyrim, where the lore around Tamriel will pretty much be discussed and unveiled. For fans of the series, this is the main selling point of the game, where the player gets the freedom of exploring Skyrim, and does various things aside from pursuing the main quest. As expected, there are a lot of dungeons to explore in the game, almost unlimited amount of quests, and more knowledge to fill players' brain about the Elder Scrolls story. What else can you ask for?
In the very oldest tales, back from when there were still dragons in Skyrim, the Dragonborn would slay dragons and steal their power.
In Skyrim, a legend was once told that someone who will aid the land from the god of destruction is a Dragonborn, who possesses the ability of the dragon in the form of its shout ability. Apparently you are the Dragonborn that was talked about in the legends, and with a lot of dragons that you can slay in Skyrim, you get to absorb their souls and use it to unlock different shout powers. There are more than 20 shouts that you can earn during the game, and they all have various effects. Some of the shout abilities can only be learned after reading an ancient tablet that's scattered throughout the land. Half of the shouts can be unlocked by going through the main quest, while others will require you to roam the vast lands of Skyrim. The gameplay of Skyrim is as deep as Oblivion's was. Players will start off creating their own characters, where they can customize their appearance and also pick from numerous races in Tamriel. Once that's done, players are free to explore the towns, where you can take on quests, do side jobs to gain money, earn reputation where people can respect you, and much more. Quests in Skyrim are diverse, and they are littered throughout the land. Similar to Oblivion, players can join different factions. Some of the returning factions that players can expect to see in Skyrim are the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood. For each of the guilds that the player can join, expect to do a lot of quests. Finishing a questline from the guild will give you a lot of advantage in the game. As one example is it gives you the ability to turn into a werewolf after the Companion's questline. Once a questline is done, players can then go through the personal quests of each of the members of the guild. But beware, these can get repetitive.
You prepared to join your spirit with the beast world, friend?
The way you can level up in Skyrim is similar to that of Oblivion. Depending on how often you use the skill, you'll get to increase the bar that allows you to level up. Other ways of leveling up include paying a non-player character to raise that skill, or simply read skill books that are all over Skyrim. Once you level up, you go through the skill tree, which is new to Skyrim. Every time you level up, you get a perk point, which you can then use to increase the effectiveness of a skill. An example of this is, when you decide to become a mage and you level up, you simply go through the skill tree of destruction and increase the effectiveness of the magicka that you used, or add some effects onto it. Basically, the leveling system of Skyrim has become deeper and will require a lot more thinking as what path and build you would like to do in Skyrim. If you're a fan of the Fallout games, you'll notice that some things have been borrowed. Lockpicking in Skyrim has evolved, and it's now much easier for you to open doors. Instead of the mechanic that was used in Oblivion, where you'd push up a mechanism inside the door, it seems Bethesda has adapted the lockpicking aspect from Fallout and implemented it into Skyrim.
I am Yes. I am an artisan, painting in strokes of blood red upon the canvas of life. But yes, I will take coin to fight at your side.
In addition to lockpicking, it's now possible to recruit a companion that gets to go with you wherever you go. In Oblivion, you'll only have the chance to get a companion depending on the specific quest you undertook. In Skyrim, you can recruit anyone that is available in the game, and they'll stick with you unless you part ways with them. This is one of the things I love most in Skyrim, as it makes fighting enemies and monsters much more bearable. When having a companion, you can control their actions and have them equip the items you desire them to have. Visuals are one of the biggest improvements that Bethesda did for Skyrim. If I was to compare the visuals of Oblivion to Skyrim, I would say that Skyrim could easily throw Oblivion out of the water. With the all-new game engine that Bethesda used for Skyrim, it makes exploring the game a much better experience, as you get to see the lush trees with snowy mountains plus a very well detailed town. While it's only a small touch, the snow effects are phenomenal, and they can practically only be done in Skyrim's engine. Character models look 10 times better than Oblivion. You can now see their mouths sinking and witness all the emotions on their faces. The only downside to the visuals is the majority of the dungeons are reused throughout the game. In the end, Skyrim has had a complete overhaul in terms of the visual department, and it's a treat for all Elder Scrolls fans. Talking about the length of Skyrim, the main quest alone can be finished in around 20 to 25 hours. However, if you're one of those people who want to delve deeper into Skyrim, you can take quests from non-player characters who will all have backstories, and doing so can easily turn the number of hours Skyrim has to offer to over 100 hours of gameplay. Yes, it's a massive game, and you can expect to say goodbye to your social life. Comparing the sizes of Cyrodiil and Skyrim, Cyrodiil is a lot bigger than Skyrim. Does this mean Skyrim is small? Absolutely not. As even though Skyrim has a smaller map, you can expect to go through at least 50 dungeons and spend countless hours exploring what Skyrim has to offer.
Find cover and make every arrow count.
Bethesda has succeeded once again in making an Elder Scrolls game a surefire contender for Game of the Year. The graphics and gameplay are much improved from Oblivion, and the game offers everything a fan could ever want from an Elder Scrolls title. Skyrim is the pinnacle of RPG gaming, offering countless hours of exploration and action. We give the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim a perfect score of 5 out of 5. For our detailed written review, please check out justpushstart.com. This is Oliver East, signing out.